Yes again guys and welcome back to Phoenix Wright. We last left off, we called Adrian Andrews to the stand. Oh, we're having a first 10-minute break first. Dude, I can't believe that, Adrian. No way, not cool and collected Adrian Andrews. She's your manager. It would have been very easy for her to pull this off. The only person who had easy access to the knife you used at dinner was, well, her. So after the ceremony during the break, huh? I was sleeping like a log the entire time. See, she could have also easily planted that blood-covered button in your akama. That's because she was the one that came to wake me up? Then, dude, you're saying it really was her? Yes, she's the real killer. She was the one who murdered Juan Corrida. But why? I thought she was buds with Juan. She has her own agenda. Her own agenda? What are you talking about? I'm sure you'll see by the time this trial's over. It'll be alright. I'll get you acquitted by the end of the day. Get me a verdict that's refreshing like a spring breeze, okay, Mr. Lawyer Dude?
Phoenix, you think her motive is related to Miss Celeste Impact's missing suicide note, right?
Yes. Mrs. Andrews depended on Miss Impacts as her strength and reason to live. But then Miss Impact suddenly killed herself. It sounds like she left a suicide note and the person thought to have hidden it.
Is Juan Corrida the victim of this murder?
And that's why I think that Miss Andrews got close to Mr. Corrida. All to get the suicide note back.
That sounds plausible. But one thing bothers me.
What?
Who was it that first told us about their relationship? Better stated, Miss Andrews' dependency issues with regards to Miss Impact?
It was Ichibu.
Looks like he's still the one in command of this ship. Don't let your guard down yet.
Got it, we're back in the courtroom, baby. Court will now reconvene. Now, Madam Mr. Ichibu, if you please. The prosecution calls the witness poinated by this court. Miss Adrian Andrews, the person who discovered the crime, is in Mr. Juan Corrida's room. How did I voice her? I forgot. What is your occupation? I'm the manager of the defendant in this case, Mr. Matt Ingard. I see. Now then. Before we begin, Your Honor, I have one request. Yes, sure. What is it? I'm sure everyone in this room is wondering the same thing, and would love to find out more about my relationship with the victim. After all, it was the topic of a certain weekly magazine recently. Oh no, I have no idea what you mean. I've never even heard of the Gossip Land. If the judge was ever a prosecution witness, he'd do all my work for me. Anyway, I was wondering if you could please tell us about your relationship to the victim. Yes, I was seeing Mr. Corrida. I was also aware of the rivalry that existed between Matt and Juan, but this was a private matter between Juan and myself. So it was a fry and bait matter. Oh, was that bait and fry? Reminds me of fishing. But I didn't kill him. No one is accusing you of that. I think there's someone who begged to give her. I think we all understand your relationship with the victim now, Miss Andrews. Very well then, witness, please testify to the court about what happened when you discovered the murder of murder that had taken place. All right, let's see here.
Witness testimony.
When I found a body. It was time for the show to start, so I went to get Matt from his room. After that, I went to Juan's room, and there was his dead body. I was in shock. What I saw was naturally the exact same scene as in the crime photo. You were in shock and you reached for a glass. Right, okay. I felt as though I was about to faint, so I poured myself a glass of juice. Alright. You poured yourself a glass of juice? Yes, sadly I didn't remember not to touch things at the scene of a crime. And I disturbed the crime scene by moving this one thing. and that is when the fingerprints on your wine glass were made, Your Honor. I see. Well, Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness.
Phoenix! She's one cool and collected customer, and she has the brains to match.
Yes, I know.
In order to catch a person like her, you have to avoid head-on confrontations. You should disrupt her pacing.
Disrupt her pacing?
She's the type of woman who's easily thrown off by things inconsistent with her thinking. So you have to attack when she least expects it. The instant you let up your offense is the instant this trial is over, understand?
So she's very cool and collected, and she said she was shocked. If you're shocked, you wouldn't be able to, like, even pour a glass of juice. So neatly, even. Anyway. Blah, 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 press! And when was Mr. Ingard doing at the time? He was taking a nap. Well, that matches what he said. He was worn out from his mini performance at the Nickel Samurai during the ceremony. Mr. Ingard did say he was taking a nap. Then I guess you could say it could not have been. You could say it could not have been taken out of his room, yes? Excuse me? It? What are you? Objection! Right, I thought years of school would have taught you how to construct a sentence. If you can't make a sensible sentence with a subject, then I'll make one for you. Watch. Did you, Miss Andrews, remove Mr. Engard's knife from his room? No. I'm convinced. Trial over. Subject, verb, object, right? Did you skip basic grammar? The witness may continue. After that, I went to Juan's room. And why did you do that? As a friendly gesture, Juan was to make an appearance with the other heroes. So the show was supposed to be a show of friendship, huh? Press further, why not? Is that the only reason? I beg your pardon? What are you implying? You had a certain goal in mind when you started to get close to him, correct? So perhaps you had more personal matters to discuss with the victim? Sorry, but I didn't have any such intention in mind that... I can't get her to talk without a strong piece of evidence, I guess. May we continue now? Witness, what did you see when you got into his room? And there I was. And there was his body, his dead body. I was in shock. You, who's cool and collected all this time? Seems to have it all together. Alright, press. You were in shock? What? Wasn't that supposed to be? Miss Andrews is a very calculating person. And despite how close they were, I doubt she had romantic feelings for Mr. Corrida. Anyone randomly stumbling upon a dead body would be in shock. And you can't seriously expect that a young beauty like her would not be shocked. Somehow I don't think beauty has anything to do with being shocked or not. I see. What I saw was naturally the exact same scene as the crime scene photo. This is the photo you're referring to, correct? Alright, now that I see the case there. There is some water. But on top of the lid. Okay, so it's not juice. Alright. And the guitar case was like this too? Yes, it was open and empty, of course. And then what did you do next, witness? I felt as though I was about to faint, so I poured myself a glass of juice. So neatly, though? Juice? Yes, there was a bottle of tomato juice on the table, so I helped myself. Let's see. Oh, wrong one. Where's the crime scene? On the other side, though. You have to cross. Why are they so far from each other, though? If you were in shock, you... Alright. But you didn't drink any of it, did you? Huh? There was no lip mark left on this wine glass to suggest that anyone drank from it. I wasn't feeling terribly great, so I set the glass down without drinking it. Miss Andrews, I would like to confirm with you one more time. When you discovered the dead body of Juan Corrida, you were in great shock. And that's when you poured yourself a glass of juice, correct? And what of it? My mind was really really was a complete blank at the time. Your mind was a complete blank. I didn't think that was possible for you. Aren't you rude today? I was so dazed that I made one careless mistake. That one thing. What one thing? Never mind, it's no big deal. What was she starting to say just now? Press further. Miss Andrews, I'm convinced that you, as you said, you made a mistake at the scene of the crime. What I really want to know is what this mistake was. Actually, so would I. I'm sorry, it's kind of embarrassing. When I set the glass down on the dresser, I accidentally knocked the flower vase over. Well, I guess that explains why there's water on the guitar case. Flower vase? Are you talking about the one on the floor in the crime photo? This mess of glass shards? Well, that would explain why there's water on the guitar case. But the case is like open. I can imagine it being wet. But this says there's some water on top. In this photo, this case is open. Huh. It was really on top of the dresser. But when I bumped into it with my elbow, it fell onto the guitar case. Why did you withhold such an important piece of information? I'm sorry. I thought that since the crime scene was already in disarray, that people would simply assume the vase was just another part of the mess. It looks like yet another fact has come to light here. Please add this and anything else you have to reveal to your testimony. I'm sorry, but I have nothing more to add. I didn't touch anything else. Yep, press further. What kind of flower vase was it? Alright, let's check the picture once again and confirm what kind of flower vase it was. Alright, seems... Alright, it's not a glass one, it seems. Oh, it was glass. And it was fairly big and heavy. I thought I would try to take Juan's pulse, so I set the glass I was holding down on the dresser. And that's when my elbow accidentally hit the vase. That's odd. I thought she was always in total control of herself. Wait, you said you were in shock?
That's what you would like people to think. Always be mindful of the gap between your perception and reality.
It doesn't sound like there's any glaring contradiction in your testimony just now.
I warned you earlier that she would not crack so easily. Only way to make her is...
Save the game and try my way. Keep on the offensive and not let up.
The only way you're going to catch her is with some very strong, decisive evidence.
I have to find something. I just have to, for Maya's sake. Went to a room. After that, I went to Juan's room. I was dead body. I was in shock. What I saw was naturally the exact same thing, same crime photo. As I thought of playing, I poured myself a glass of juice. I was the one who knocked over the flower vase, where it fell onto the guitar case, which explains the water. But I feel like I should present something here. So let's check my court records here. There's some water, but only on top of the lid. But only on top. Wait. If it really fell on the guitar case, right? And she did nothing else, why is it open here and there's nothing inside? She hasn't the crime scene Am I right? It says here, she says, I was the one who knocked the flower vase over where it fell onto the guitar case. Okay, the guitar case, as she said, is like exactly as the crime scene is exactly as the picture. But here the picture, the guitar case is open. So if it really fell on the guitar case, there should be remnants or even water inside the guitar case. So this is not true. You can even see like being wet on top of it, but nothing inside. So this has been opened after. She said to where to get a pulse, right? So, I guess I have to present the guitar case. I think I'm right on this one. You testified that you knocked the flower vase over, is this correct? Yes. And are you sure it fell onto the guitar case? Is there some problem with that, what I said? It's not some problem. It's a major problem. It's true that the top of the guitar case was wet with water. However, that's exactly that is so strange. Miss Andrews, you testified that the vase fell onto the guitar case. However, if that was true, the case should have gotten wet on the inside, not the outside. That's very true. Furthermore, there is one other strange thing about this guitar case. What is that? Let's take another look at the crime scene photo. There's no guitar in it. The remnants of the vase are scattered on the floor. And what is wrong with that? If the guitar case was open when the vase fell, the glass shard should be inside, not outside the case. What is your point, Wright? That the case was closed at the time the vase was knocked over? Is that all? Objection! No, think back to what Miss Andrews testified to. She said that other than the vase, she didn't touch anything else. Yes, that's right. She did implicitly say she didn't touch the guitar case. But this whole matter with the guitar case is a dead end. The bright red guitar was found at the studio. It has no bearing on this case at all. That may very well be. However, the empty guitar case does seem to have no relation to this case, doesn't it? It seems that there is no deeper meaning to the guitar case. Well, Mr. Wright, do you think we need to hear more details about the guitar case? Yes. Yes, we do! I have no other clues. Make her testify. The empty guitar case. I believe this is a crucial piece of the puzzle. I can't believe anyone would reach for straws like this, but it is you. I can't believe I'm doing this either. Alright, I'll follow along, for now. Miss Andrews, please testify to the court about the guitar case. Yes, Your Honor. Witness testimony! The guitar case. I don't remember too clearly because I was a bit dazed. I suppose I must have opened the guitar case after I knocked the vase over. Why? But there's no prints on it, is there? It's not a big deal though, right? The case was empty after all. As for why I opened the case, even I don't know. You're lying. It looks like this really wasn't a very important point. This wastefulness is such a familiar feeling by now that it's almost comforting. Yeah, anyway, I'll just go ahead and start the cross-examination. Using anyway to change the topic. A convenient escape for a weak man. Haven't you used it yourself, Mr. A.G. Poo? Alright. During your testimony just now, did you remember those events clearly in your mind? Well, you see. Are you sure you are the one who opened the guitar case?
She's waiting for someone to tell her if she should answer or not.
Sounds like her dependent side is taking over. Well, Miss Andrews? Yes, what's me? I suppose I must have opened the guitar case after I knocked the vase over. Why? So you opened the guitar case then? Yes, well, maybe. Why did you open the guitar case? Huh? Mr. Corda's dead body was right there in front of you, wasn't it? I would think that the first thing you would do is call for help, not open the guitar case. As the witness has said multiple times, when she found the dead body, she was dazed. More like shock. She was shocked, not dead. Well, I guess that's the same. Maybe I was curious to know if the bright red guitar was alright or not. I thought maybe the criminal took it, but what? Why would she care about the bright red guitar? But getting back on topic, it's not a big deal though, right? The case was empty after all. Was it really empty? I was just wondering if maybe you opened the case. The guitar was still inside. Objection! How long have you been a lawyer, Mr. Wright? Have a little professionalism. The bright red guitar was found at the studio. The trials would be over in half the time if you would just pay attention. Yes, pay more attention, Mr. Wright. Sorry. So it was at the studio. When was it found in the studio? As for why I opened the case, even I don't know. Was that because you were shocked and dazed at discovering the victim's body? Yes, that's probably it. I'm not going to get anywhere if I continue pressing her like this. The only way to make her talk is with evidence. I guess you'd give it a try.
Come on, Phoenix, we can't afford to let her up now.
I wasn't planning on letting up, but...
She's at a ruckus now, so this is our chance.
Yeah, if we had a weapon to hit her with.
I'm sure a weapon is hiding somewhere in the court record, where you need to be found.
So that's a help for me. So, let's see, a weapon waiting to be found. Supposed to open the guitar case after the knocked out. There's no big deal, though, right? The case was empty after all. That's why I opened the case. Even if I open the case, I don't know. You were probably looking for something, but I don't know what. Caught strangled with a scarf, then stabbed with a knife. She's not wearing a scarf, so that's not something we can think about. No scarf here. Did she have a scarf? Wait, he had a scarf. Juan Corrada has a scarf. Maybe she knew that the suicide note was in his guitar, since the guitar is always with him. I don't know if I can present this though. What does my helper site say? Okay, so this is something I should have paid attention to. Well, it doesn't even matter. So this I have to present the guitar. Oh, I'm an idiot. So, yeah, it only bears Corrada's fingerprints. So if she said she opened it, her fingerprint should be on it too, right? Objection! There's no way you were the one who opened the guitar case. Why would you say that? It's elementary, my dear. Because the only fingerprints on this guitar case are those of the victims. Ah. This bitch is lying. What is it, Miss Andrews? You shouldn't assume that I must have left prints just because I touched the case. What do you mean? What if I were to tell you that I was wearing gloves at the time? What? What? I already got you there. Gloves? But why would you be wearing gloves at the time? It was the night of the award ceremony, so of course I dressed up for the occasion. Ah, yes, an hour from it, I'm almost sure I was wearing a pair of thin gloves. I see. Well, Mr. Wright, it seems the witness was wearing gloves at the scene of the crime. That's strange. You were wearing gloves? Is that a little strange? Why is that strange? Do you have something that would prove that I was not wearing gloves at the time? Well, the glass. I have your proof right here. This wine glass. The wine glass? You left your fingerprints very clearly on this wine glass. Even if you took your gloves off when you poured yourself this glass of juice, wouldn't you think it was just a little strange that you put your gloves back on just to open the guitar case? Oh, her glasses. Whoa. No, she had a spare one. That's fine. Order, order, order!
Looks like you hit the nail on the head this time.
What do you mean?
I believe that guitar case plays a very important role here.
But it's just an empty case.
I wonder if that really was empty, though.
But the guitar, the bright red guitar was at the studio.
Phoenix, drop all your presumptions. What was in the guitar case that was not the bright red guitar?
The suicide note? You don't mean it was the bright white guitar? Wait, it's not right either. That's not right either. I admit it would be unnatural for someone to do that. So the witness was not wearing gloves, despite the fact on the case. Objection! Your Honor, this is obviously the defense's usual misdirection tactic at work. Steer the court towards an unrelated topic and lull us all into this misguided... Objection! No, Your Honor. Please recall what Miss Andrews had testified that the vase fell onto the guitar case, which means that the case was closed when the crime took place. However, it was wide open in this photo of the crime scene. He's right, you know. I am sure this guitar case has some relation to the murder. Objection! Oh my god, he's right. If you're so sure, Wright, then I'm sure you can somehow substantiate your outrageous claim, correct? Please, enlighten us as to why the guitar case has anything at all to do with this murder. Can you do that, Mr. Wright? Well, save the game. Oops. Let's suppose for a second that the bright red guitar was not the only thing that could have been in the case. The bright red guitar was not being the only thing? You don't mean to suggest that the bright black guitar... No, Your Honor. You don't go talking about that. So you intend to push your theory that the case was not empty. Is that it, Wright? I wouldn't say something I didn't intend to prove. Deflate that head of yours. You haven't proven anything yet. Now then, let's have it. What was inside the case at the time of the murder? I don't know, a fucking camera? That can't be right. That was stolen. I can only think about like the suicide note. Was the suicide note hidden? It couldn't be the costume, right? To make her go. Wait. Could it? Well, she had to leave his apartment somehow. But why would Kuroda have the Nickel Samurai costume in his guitar case? Like, I was thinking like this or this. Well, that would explain a few things. Well, my helper says it's I have to present this, so let's give it a shot. This is a photograph. Yes, but what is important is what is in the picture, Your Honor. In this picture? It doesn't take a genius to see what I mean. What I'm proposing is... inside the guitar case was the Nickel Samurai, the hero's very own costume. Bro, what? But Engar was wearing it, so you mean it's a double? Mr. Wright, explain yourself. Right. Are you saying that the witness opened the guitar case to take out a costume? What insane point would there be to be doing something like that? That insane point would be to wear the costume, of course. Miss Andrews put it on to hide her identity so she could make her escape. After all, you couldn't let anyone see you leave, could you, Miss Andrews? But I guess you had to make sure that no one saw her enter, right? I refuse to accept your theory. Do you have anything to support such a preposterous idea? Just outside the door was an investigative photographer who was starring for a big scoop. And in the end, she managed to get the shot, correct?
You mean this photo? Order. Looks like we have wandered into quite another mess again, haven't we?
Nice job, Phoenix.
Well, you know my strategy. Speak first, think later, start your boot.
So the real murderer was hiding inside a costume. Wait a second, Your Honor.
The Nickel Samurai's costume would have been Mr. Matt Engart's. Why would something of the defendant's be in the victim's room? Why would something of the defendant's be in the victim's room? And inside a guitar case of all places?
True. That is a little baffling.
Mr. Wright, the court would like to hear your thoughts. What was... I would guess it was a spare costume. Oh, isn't it because that Juan was supposed to be the Nickel Samurai back in the day? It has to be a spare costume. It has to be a spare costume, right? Has to be. I'm guessing that's what it is. Mr. Engard did not take his costume off during the break period. In that case, the costume we are talking about is a spare one.
What?
Then, are you saying that that on the night of the murder, there were 2 Nickel Samurai costumes at the Gatewater Hotel? Yes, that is what I'm saying.
And how do you explain the costume that was inside the guitar case?
It would mean that the victim himself had brought this spare to the ceremony on purpose.
But why? The victim, Mr. Korida, was the Jamin ninja. Why would he secretly bring the Nickel Samurai spare costume with him? What would be the reason behind such a peculiar act?
There lies the sticking point.
What are you mumbling to yourself about now?
Have you just been rambling all this time without any sense of inner monologue?
Huh?
No, I just...
Mr. Wright, please explain yourself. Why do you think the victim had the Nickel Samurai spare costume?
Phoenix, are you sure you can explain this one?
I might be remembering wrong, but wasn't he supposed to be like, the Nickel Samurai? And I've been recording for too long now, so I'm gonna end it here.
We'll figure it out on the next part. Hope you enjoyed. I'm giving you guys a high five.